Hey everybody, it's Kris at Oak Street Garden Shop in Crestline Village. This is the time of year, we're almost to March, when we begin to get our shipments of the deciduous azaleas in. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about deciduous azaleas, where we get them from, how to take care of them, how to plant them, and give you some of the varieties that we've got here in stock right now. It's a great time to get them. So deciduous azaleas, we get all of these actually came from Shelby County. We have a wholesale supplier in Shelby County that he does lots and lots of deciduous azaleas. And this is the time of year when we get them in. Nick, if you can even focus on the buds on these, they are beautiful buds. Deciduous azaleas, as the name implies, lose their leaves in the winter. They're not like our evergreen azaleas, which actually took quite a hit in the flash freeze at Christmas. My deciduous azaleas at my house, still, they've got some buds coming. Some really kind of took a hit as well, but they are doing okay. Deciduous azaleas are really great for our climate. Some of the ones we have here are aromi deciduous azaleas. They are bred to be even more heat and humidity tolerant, so they do very well for us. The way you plant a deciduous azalea and where you plant them are important. They do not want to be in full sun. It is an azalea. Having said that, I've had some in my house that are in a little bit too much shade and they don't bloom as well. So you need to understand that they need light, they need filtered sun through trees. I was reading something about deciduous azaleas in South Carolina and how they do very well under pine trees because of the acidity of the soil, which makes sense. At my house, they're in a woodland garden. I have hickory trees and maples and all different types of trees in that garden, and they do get fairly shaded through the summer, but they're blooming beautifully. They have been the last few years. So they're gorgeous. They have reds, yellows, orange, honeysuckle type blooms. Most all of them are very, very fragrant. When you go to plant these, you want to be sure that you don't plant them too deep. That applies to so many things, that you do not want to plant these too deeply. You pull it out of the pot, you're going to look at the root system. If they're root bound, and I don't think that these will be, but if they are, if you see roots encircling that root ball, you need to cut them. And it sounds terrible, but you actually I usually take my pruners and just cut down the side of the root ball just to cut those roots so that they will go out into the native soil and really do well. Do not plant them too deeply, as I said. You want to plant them up a bit. You want the hole that you dig to be no deeper than it is in this pot. If anything, the plant needs to be up a little bit, because as it settles, if you plant it too deeply, it'll settle too deeply and it will not do well. The hole needs to be wider, at least twice as wide. The wider, the better. And a lot of times I will, if the soil is heavy, I'll take my spade and I'll actually push into the side of the hole that I just dug, just to loosen that so the roots will grow into the native soil. You know, you don't want to amend too much in that soil, in that hole that you're digging. You don't want that plant just to think, oh, I'm going to stay right here in this cushy soil. You want those roots to grow out. Azaleas have shallow roots. The deciduous azaleas do. So as we go into spring and summer, and it gets hotter and possibly drier, if it's the first summer for your deciduous azalea, please be sure you keep it watered during droughts. And again, the soil, it doesn't need to be in clay soil. You need to be sure that soil drains, okay? So that's really the best things I can tell you about deciduous azaleas. Let me tell you about the ones we've got. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I have here, there's a selection of our native Canescens azalea. It's called Phlox Pink. It's going to get 10 to 12 feet tall. It's going to get 10 to 12 feet wide. That's a big one. The Rhododendron Astrinum Evening Sunset is a selection of our flame azalea. We also have Rhododendron Astrinum, the species flame azalea, in our nursery as well. There's a couple aromi azaleas. There's Radiant Red and Pink Carousel. And in this group right here, we've got Magenta Rose Flame. And that one, when I was reading about it, it said it's kind of hard to find. So it's one that you might want to come by and take a look at. We've also got the Confederate series of azaleas. They were bred to be very, very heat tolerant for us. We've got Admiral Sims, which is a yellow, and we have Stonewall Jackson, which is an orange. And the last one we've got is called Don's Variegated. And it actually is the one deciduous azalea that has a bit of a variegation in the leaf, which is really cool. And that bloom is kind of an orange to gold. And like I said earlier, all of these are very fragrant. They're a wonderful addition to your landscape. I hope you can find a spot for one of these or maybe more. We have plenty in stock right now. We're at the end of February into March 2023. Please come see us. We're here from 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday.